Hello, and welcome to the Intro to EcoSchools webinar. My name is Clara, and I am the Senior Program Manager with EcoSchools Canada. I am pleased to be sharing this recording with you today to provide an overview of the EcoSchools program, as well as foundational information that will help you in launching the program at your school this year. Here is the agenda. First, we will look at who we are and how EcoSchools supports environmental leadership in schools. Next, we will look at how to certify and introduce the EcoSchools certification application. Next, we will look at the many resources available for schools, as well as featured campaigns this year. And finally, we'll talk about next steps and important deadlines. Okay, let's get started by looking at who we are. Since 2005, EcoSchools Canada's certification framework has provided independent reporting and recognition for schools and outdoor environmental education centers. Reaching about 750,000 students annually, we are the largest bilingual voluntary environmental certification program for elementary through secondary schools. The program is open to all schools across Canada. Our curriculum-linked framework supports school communities as they assess, track, benchmark, and celebrate environmental excellence, all while nurturing environmental learning and climate action. Our mission is to nurture student leaders, reduce the environmental impact of schools, and build sustainable school communities. Our vision is every school an eco-school. From individual behaviors to collective impact, all members of a school community are empowered with the knowledge, skills, perspectives, and desire to act as environmentally responsible citizens. EcoSchools is the Canadian operator of the International EcoSchools program, overseen by the Foundation for Environmental Education, or FEE. FEE is endorsed by the United Nations Environment Program and UNESCO, and as a member of FEE, EcoSchools Canada is part of a community of 70 other national EcoSchools programs around the globe. The program is also connected to the Sustainable Development Goals, which were set in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and are intended to be achieved by the year 2030. So while each school implements the program at a hyperlocal level, each EcoSchools action is directly connected to a minimum of one of the SDGs, which helps students and teachers situate themselves, their learning, and action in a global context. In fact, we can see here how EcoSchools connected to specific SDGs in the 2021-22 school year. For example, 559 schools participated in water-related actions for SDG 6. More than 8,300 classrooms optimized their energy efficiency related to SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. For waste reduction, over 48,300 waste-free meals were brought to schools this year, or last year, and over 381,500 kilograms of waste was diverted from landfills connected to SDGs 11 and 12. And as part of SDG 13, climate action, more than 1,200 tons of CO2 were sequestered through school ground greening activities. And the EcoSchools program helps schools to build environmental leadership and capacity for students, staff, and communities, recognize excellence with robust reporting and a collective impact framework, connect to local resources through a strong network of regional and national partners, support Canada's commitment to achieving net zero emissions by 2050, as well as improving the operational efficiency of school buildings. Last year was the second year of EcoSchools expansion across Canada, and despite the challenges that schools and communities faced amidst the global pandemic, we were heartened to see many schools, both old and new, engaged in environmental learning and action, and we're excited to see even more this year. Over last year, we reached 730,000 students through the EcoSchools program in over 1,468 schools, across 137 boards and districts in 9 provinces and territories, including Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and the Northwest Territories. Now we'll talk about how to certify with the EcoSchools program. The EcoSchools program is both a framework and a toolbox for taking action and engaging in environmental education. For students, the program provides opportunities for leadership, peer-to-peer mentorship, and a way to learn about sustainability while having fun. For teachers, the program integrates seamlessly with curricula across Canada and offers unique opportunities for learning. And for school boards and districts, the program can result in lower energy and waste outputs from school buildings and offers a regional network between schools for sharing resources. Participation in the program allows all members of a school community to get a clear picture of their current environmental practices and take action to reduce their environmental footprint. Often, a school forms a group of dedicated environmental champions called an EcoTeam, who are responsible for leading EcoSchools actions and initiatives. EcoTeams can range from just a few members to whole schools and operate best with a diverse membership base, including students, teachers, principals, school administration, custodians, parents, and community partners. The program can also be easily run by diverse groups of people who may take action as part of a class, lesson, or group activity, and then contribute to their school online applications. Environmental and climate change actions make up the backbone of EcoSchools certification and consist of a variety of fun and educational projects, campaigns, lessons, and challenges that help schools assess and improve their environmental practices. Actions are designed to be flexible and adaptable to all curricula and school types to ensure that everyone across the country can pursue certification. As schools complete actions, they report them in their online application, the EcoSchools certification application. And at the end of the school year, school applications are assessed based on a standard established over 10 years of benchmarking and are awarded a final certification level. The infographic on the screen showcases the steps to certification. First, people come together and connect to get the program started for the year. Then they begin to collaborate by reviewing their objectives and setting their goals. Next comes planning, as schools create a custom environmental action plan, followed by engagement of the school community in various environmental actions and campaigns. And after each action, there's an opportunity to reflect on successes and opportunities for future improvements. Finally, there is celebration, which is a key tenet of the program, where students and school communities can celebrate hard work and their many accomplishments. As schools complete actions and update their online application, they can earn points towards certification. The depth and extent of these completed environmental actions will determine the school's final certification level. There are 4 levels of certification a school can achieve, including bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Any school that creates a plan on the EcoSchools certification application but is unable to submit for certification will be recognized as a participant school. Participant recognition celebrates a school's effort in taking environmental action and acknowledges a school's attempt in becoming EcoSchools certified. Schools that are recognized as participants will be awarded with a digital participant seal and are valuable members of the EcoSchools network, but are not considered certified EcoSchools. The EcoSchools certification application, also known as the ECA, is where schools register for the program. The ECA was launched in 2020 and is a culmination of over 3.5 years of consultation and development with stakeholders in education and environmental sectors, including students, teachers, board-level staff, and partner organizations. The application has been updated to meet the needs of each unique school community that certifies by being flexible, customizable, data-driven, and accessible. The application houses over 50 environmental and climate change actions with corresponding resources and provides schools with the opportunity to curate a unique action plan that can be updated and revised throughout the year and year over year. Key features of the ECA include an application that is intuitive, easy to navigate, and more streamlined than past versions of our online application. There's no limit to the number of members that can be added to a school's application, making collaboration between students, teachers, and other school community members easier than ever, especially when working in cohorts or remotely. The opportunity for schools to develop their own yearly plan to meet the unique needs, interests, and priorities of their schools and community. It also includes the option to select from and engage in more than 50 environmental actions, from pollinator gardens to reducing harmful single-use plastics, from active and sustainable school travel, and also create your own action for actions that schools may take that are not currently in the application. Each action tracks tailored and shareable metrics such as waste diversion, greenhouse gas emissions, which is shown through a distinct impact page. And schools can track their impact over time on the platform and can compare their journey to other schools across the country. As you enter each action, there is a variety of information to support you. Information about the action, connections to curriculum, the sustainable development goals, and photos showing how this action has been completed by other schools is shown at the top. There's also an action guide, which provides simple steps to completing the action, and helpful tools and resources to support you in learning about the environmental topic and ways of taking action. These include tailored EcoSchools created resources, as well as resources from subject matter experts. We'll showcase some of our EcoSchools created resources on the next slide. And finally, the certification questions, which schools can complete for points towards their certification level. Before getting into resources, one of the exciting features about the certification platform is the ability to collect and see the impact of schools across the country at a glance. The impact page, which is available to all schools on their ECA account, displays a number of impact stats pulled directly from school applications. We are in the process of updating this page to provide a more in-depth and user-friendly display. Here's a sneak peek at what's to come later this year. As seen on the slide, the updated impact page will provide a greater variety of stats, including liters of water used, the number of waste audits completed, CO2 equivalent emissions from school buildings, CO2 equivalent emissions sequestered from greening activities, trees planted, number of environmental liters, and more. You will be able to click on a specific stat to find more information about it and where data is coming from. On the impact page, you can also toggle between the impact of your school and the collective impact across the country. As mentioned, all actions on the ECA include links to targeted resources to help schools make positive environmental change in a fun and engaging way. Many of the actions have at least one EcoSchools created resource, which can be used to help track, promote, or generate ideas for how to carry out these actions. Note that we encourage schools to adapt actions to their unique circumstances, but we hope these resources will provide some helpful guidance and inspiration for the EcoSchools program at your school. They have been tailored to a national audience and include resources such as worksheets, pledge templates, and guides. And we are also continuing with our remote and virtual school program and our Outdoor and Environmental Education Center certification program. Both programs exist outside the online platform and encourage environmental learning and action tailored specifically to these two distinct types of education programs. For more information, please reach out to programs@ecoschools.ca. And as COVID-19 continues to be a reality for schools across Canada, we are maintaining certain adjustments made to our program to help ensure EcoSchools certification is possible through virtual learning, hybrid learning, and with in-school safety measures in place. Some measures we have taken include providing COVID-19 messages in each action with links to further tips and information, providing suggestions on how to adapt each EcoSchools action based on COVID health and safety guidelines. And as mentioned, we have developed a certification process for virtual schools. And for more information on this, please visit ecoschools.ca/COVID-19. Now we'll talk about some of our new resources and featured campaigns this year to support schools participating in the EcoSchools program. We're very excited to launch our program with over 50 actions available to schools focused on a wide variety of environmental themes, including outdoor learning, waste reduction, energy conservation, biodiversity, and more. This year, we're continuing to promote our Green Belt biodiversity resources and campaigns through fun contests, great resources, and school ground greening grants. We are also introducing a new action and suite of resources all about zero emission vehicles and low carbon driving. And in the works is our climate escape room action coming later this winter. Another addition to all actions this year is an expanded resource on how schools can extend the learning of their EcoSchools program and resources. Most actions provide suggestions on how to connect EcoSchools actions beyond a specific environmental issue to broader topics, questions, or causes, such as a local issue of the climate justice movement or reconciliation. And now we've developed an accompanying frequently asked question to expand on what it is to extend the learning, in addition to a comprehensive, but of course incomplete, list of resources to support this important work. And along with the certification seals that schools receive at the end of the year, schools can also receive achievement badges. These badges incentivize particular action, usually connected to a theme. This year, we have 2 achievement badges schools can receive. First, the Project 2050 badge recognizes schools for their contribution to a climate resilient future. And to receive this badge, schools must complete 3 or more actions in the Project 2050 pathway. And the Low Carbon Commuting badge recognizes schools that are working to reduce the environmental impact of commuting at their school this year. Schools must complete 3 or more actions related to active and sustainable transportation to achieve this badge. We'd also like to highlight these 2 opportunities for schools to support hands-on environmental action connected to EcoSchools resources and learning materials. We're excited to continue our partnership with Food Cycle Science to offer the Food Cycler Learning and Action Kit to schools at a reduced price. The Food Cycler provides authentic hands-on learning opportunities for students of all ages, which can be easily connected to the curriculum and EcoSchools program. And our partnership with NutriTower offers schools the EcoSchools NutriTower educational package, which includes a NutriTower, all of the equipment to get started, lesson plans, plus a workshop from NutriTower for a preferred price bundle. All of the details about these opportunities are under the campaign section of our website, ecoschools.ca. Next, we are very excited to introduce our new certification rubric. This document was designed in order to provide you with a clearer understanding of what we will take into account when assessing school applications. It was based on our historical benchmarking along with the accumulated knowledge from the past 2 years of delivering the new national framework. We encourage you to review it and hope you find it helpful. We also spent the summer revising and creating resources to support schools in their EcoSchools journey. These include the certification guide, which is the perfect starting point for schools and provides an overview of the program, includes an annual calendar to help with planning, as well as a list of all actions in the program and links to other relevant support resources. I'll also highlight the school sustainability review, which schools can use to assess their current level of environmental learning and action before choosing a plan for the year. And pictured on the slide is the suggested plans pathway document, which includes different themes or selections of actions schools may choose if you're interested in focusing on a particular theme or goal this year. This also highlights the actions in the Project 2050 and low carbon commuting pathways, of which the badges we just shared. We also have a robust FAQ that answers questions about the EcoSchools program and online application, as well as a variety of webinars, both recorded and live, such as this one, that will be offered throughout the year. And we have how-to videos to accompany some of our most popular frequently asked questions, which make navigating the ECA easier than ever. We also have two major communications that go out to our community. All registered schools receive our monthly CERT tips messages, which highlight key tips, resources, and deadlines for schools. Likewise, all members of the community can register for our EcoSchools newsletter, which comes out every other month and includes updates on the program, funding opportunities, contests, resources, and more. We'll now review some of the other key program updates for the year ahead. With a new year, of course, comes new deadlines. Registration opened on September 26th to all schools in Canada and is free for all publicly funded schools. The final deadline for schools to submit their application remains the second Friday in May, which will be May 12th, 2023, this year. The early bird deadline is April 28th, and if you submit your application on or before this date, you'll be eligible for a prize draw. As well, most schools can register with the program at any time before the final deadline, though we suggest starting earlier, of course, to ensure there's enough time to create and implement your action plan and update your online application. However, schools aiming for Platinum certification will now need to complete a short questionnaire by the last Friday in January. We'll talk about this more momentarily. So the completion of a mid-year deadline requirement for schools to certify at the Platinum level is being reintroduced to the program. This was discontinued during the first few years of COVID-19. The Platinum Eligibility Questionnaire is one of the additional criteria required for schools to certify at Platinum, which is the highest level of EcoSchools certification and represents a program that is well established and where environmental learning and action is a defining element of school culture. Specifically, schools must satisfactorily complete the Platinum Eligibility Questionnaire before the last Friday in January. The goal of this questionnaire is to ensure schools are planning ahead, aware of the expectations of Platinum, and are ready to take on this exciting challenge. The questionnaire is built into the EcoSchools certification application, and starting in early December, the questionnaire will automatically pop up for any school whose plan includes enough actions to potentially accumulate 101 or more points. And as a reminder, other Platinum requirements include the accumulation of 101 or more points, participation in a 30-minute virtual school visit if required. Note that only a portion of Platinum schools are asked to participate each year, and fulfillment of the program elements as described in the certification rubric, which I introduced a few minutes ago. And we would also like to highlight the 2023 Eco Summit. The Eco Summit will bring together students, educators, and partners for a dynamic, accessible 3-week event in March. There are the following 4 themes that will be focused on, including low carbon commuting, outdoor learning, waste reduction, and climate action. So if you're curious about the EcoSchools program, but not sure if certification is right for you, we still highly recommend you register on the EcoSchools certification application as a first step and explore the over 50 actions and associated resources available to your school. Remember, registration is not an obligation to certify. It's simply the easiest way to take advantage of the many resources we have to offer and begin your journey towards sustainability at your school. And a few reminders about how to stay connected with EcoSchools. We have a great website where you can learn more about the program and upcoming campaigns. That's ecoschools.ca. And you can also connect with us through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter is our most dynamic channel with many schools, boards and districts, and general public involved. If you have a Twitter account, please consider following us and we'll follow you back. Before I end off, I'd like to thank you for watching the webinar. I hope you found it helpful. We also want to take the time to thank our funders. EcoSchools' work is made possible by the support of government agencies, foundations, corporate partners, and donors. Thank you very much.